Champion City Podcast, where we tell real stories from grinders, hustlers, and everybody on the come up. If you're still in the trenches or you still trying to get that bag, this for you. This your blueprint, your motivation, your platform. Let's go. What up, everybody, man? Appreciate y'all stopping by. It's Saturday. It's right before the party, no? Or people already party right now, you think? Like 10 o'clock, no?
Yeah.
Like right now, you're creasing up the khakis and lacing up the stars and shit,
probably,
you know?
more than likely.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
It's
for
too
sure.
early.
That's what's up, man. Today we got FredEMooves, man,
good?
out of
What's
Paris,
good?
California and shit, right?
Nah, I ain't from Paris, bro.
Man, because you roll with all the cats from Paris
Yeah,
and shit, man. See, I got it
but
all
nothing but
fucked
love
up,
from
man.
Paris,
you
man.
know?
I love Paris, man.
Yeah.
I'm there a lot, so I guess you could say I'm an honorary guest.
Oh, there you go. An
But-
honorary citizen and
yeah,
shit?
for sure. But I stay in San Bernardino, bro.
Oh, San Bernardino. All right, yeah. That's the IE, right?
That's the IE.
Yeah,
my friend.
definitely, man. There's a lot of motion out there right now, dude.
There's definitely
In
a
all
lot of
those
emotions.
areas and shit, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
it always used to be all about LA and shit, no?
That's how it was.
Yeah.
From what I hear, but it's been a blessing for me, and shout out to IE, man. They doing their thing.
Yeah, for sure, dude. There's a couple different artists and everything, dude, coming out of there, man. You know?
Yeah.
That's what's up. But yeah, man. Why don't you take a minute and introduce yourself and shit?
Well, my name is FredEMooves. Contrary to how people want to pronounce it because of the way it's spelled, it's FredEMooves. I'm originally from Arizona, and I moved out here to California and been doing my thing, and
Did you move
That's
it?
fine.
Did you move as an adult out here to Arizona?
yeah, definitely.
To LA? Yeah?
It was like almost 3 years now.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
so
Not too long ago,
Not
dude.
too long ago, my
Yeah.
friend.
You were like, forget this dust storm desert weather and shit, no?
Yeah,
You're out of Phoenix or?
Nah, Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, Tucson.
Bro.
All right.
Tucson,
yeah, where the
Arizona, bro.
Cowboys are, no?
Yeah,
Huh?
something like that.
Nah, that's what's up,
But
man.
yeah, nothing but love for my city, man. I do miss it, but I'm here now, and I got that California love, bro. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've been received with open arms, and it's been
No,
nothing
but
but good things since I've been here, man.
yeah, what made you move out?
Well, I had the whole long distance relationship with my
Oh,
girl
for the
and
women
everything.
and shit,
Yeah,
dude. My
nah,
brother was
nah.
the opposite. He went from LA to Arizona and shit. You know.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
everybody talks about it. It's like, well, you moving over here, man. But
yeah.
yeah, just I had a ride or die, and um, it just made sense for me.
It was the right move,
it was
dude.
the
You
right
know.
move for me, man. I'm here
Yeah,
now at the podcast, bro. So,
yeah, yeah. Now that's what's
um,
up, man. You know. Yeah.
but
I like, what's up, SOS Best? Appreciate you stopping by, man. Everybody on the chat, make sure you hit that like. Make sure
yeah,
you
what's
share
up?
the pod, man. Let's get it popping and shit. You know, Saturday night right here.
Yeah,
But yeah, like for you, dude, like I always like to kick it off with like when you were barely growing up, bro. Right?
okay.
Like, oh, go Denver Broncos, man. Come on, man. You know damn well they don't deserve to be in the
Denver
playoff
Broncos,
game, dude. You know. No offense, Juliana Ortiz, but they got lucky, man. You know, that's Buffalo. That's
whatever.
Buffalo Bills right there, dude. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
no comment on that.
And plus, they don't even got Bo Nix playing tomorrow. I don't know if you watch football
Oh,
and shit.
I definitely watch
Yeah,
football,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
They don't
that's.
got the star quarterback
But
playing. They're
we'll
playing with
see.
the backup, dude. You know?
Sean Payton. He's a good
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
offensive
yeah,
coordinator.
yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
see what he cooks up.
Definitely, dude. You know. But the Patriots, I think the Patriots got it for sure, man. You know.
Fucking Patriots.
Yeah, yeah. What about the Rams? You go for the Rams or which one?
Nah,
You're a Niner fan?
nah.
Oh, that was about to say. Damn, man, we're gonna
My
have to
boy
stop this live
SoFly's
right now and
my
shit.
homie SoFly over there.
He's a Niner
That's the
fan, and
Niner
shit?
fan over
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
But
yeah. That's what's up, man.
I'm the team that everybody loves to hate.
The Raiders.
Nah, it's the Cowboys.
Oh, the Cowboys. Hey, they had their time, dude, for sure. You
They had
know,
their time,
they
man.
had their
But
time. Every team, no, every team goes with the ups
yeah,
and downs
and
and shit, dude.
that's football.
Who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl, dude?
Man. I know. I honestly, I don't know, but I think it's gonna be Seahawks, Patriots in the
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
I got a strong feeling the Seahawks are the best team right now out of the
yeah,
four and shit,
yeah,
you know? But they do be messing up too and shit. And the last couple Ram games have been close, right? So,
yeah.
so I'm really like, damn, the Rams
I
win.
think the Rams
If,
put in a lot for this last game.
yeah,
It
for
took a
sure.
lot out of them to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
win. But
yeah. And then LA's like that, no? Like all the LA teams, the Dodgers and all
yeah,
that, the ones you think you're gonna come in and win, like Atlanta,
mm-hmm.
and then you just get whooped, and it's like what the fuck, you know? But I got a feeling tomorrow is like the Super Bowl to me, dude. Out of all the four teams, I think these are the top two
I see
teams
that. I
playing
see
Rams
that.
and the Seahawks and shit, you know?
Uh,
And I think it's gonna be a shootout. Stafford's gonna throw 400 yards, and fucking Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, they're gonna be
they,
running like over 100 yards and shit.
but
And
that's
we're
their
gonna win
offense.
by
That's
a
the way
two
they
point
play.
conversion
Yeah.
and shit, dude.
All this offense, and then it comes down to a field goal.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
so
usually what
horrible.
happened though. That's what happened already like 3 times with
I
these fools,
agree
you
with
know?
you, bro. I agree,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, for sure. But I think Rams take it with they scored a touchdown to tie it, and then they win by going for 2 points.
We'll see what happens.
Because that's what America would love, no? Like that shit
Yeah.
will be like, oh shit, right? Let's
Yeah.
see. But getting back to your story, bro,
Yeah,
So growing up as a young kid, dude, always in Arizona since you were young, right?
yeah.
I assume you had both parents at home and shit too.
Nah, man. Actually, I grew up without a father.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Had the single mother home, and but yeah, my mom's also passed away. But
Oh, sorry to hear, man.
not a problem, bro.
But like growing up as a kid, dude, what do you remember hearing like the first music you remember hearing? You know how like sometimes your moms or your pops is playing something and shit, you know?
Man, to be honest with you, my mom is from Agua Prieta, Sonora, so like I listened to a lot of what the stuff that she played was like Juan Gabriel and Ana Gabriel and
Oh, all right, yeah,
things
yeah.
of that nature. A lot of old school stuff. But yeah, that was what she played, and then also like because I'm half Puerto Rican, I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican, so my father's side. That from what I remember, they would always play Juan Luis Guerra. So
Oh, all right. So a lot of Spanish music and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And you have any siblings and shit, or
Yeah, I got a lot of siblings,
yeah,
bro.
like
I got
six or
I got 7
oh,
siblings.
seven? All right.
Yeah,
With
bro.
you, it's seven or
With me, it's 8.
oh shit, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
an
a
old
big
school family
family.
right
Yeah, it's
there
a
and
big
shit,
family,
dude. You know?
bro.
Yeah, I'm out of 5, dude, and but my mom, she's out of like 9, and my dad's family's out of 13 and shit, dude. But they're
Damn.
old school Mexican style,
Yeah,
you know?
no, and
Yeah,
that's how, coming up in that type of environment, you
yeah,
know that you're gonna be around a lot of family.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a trip because you know how I have this little theory, dude, that you know how back then they didn't have a lot of electronics and shit,
Right.
no? And
Right.
if you notice right now, there's less and less kids, but there's more and more entertainment and shit, right? Like on
Yeah.
your phone, TikTok, all that shit,
The
right? So
and
there's a lot
you
more
don't even have
distractions
to
and
leave
shit.
home.
Yeah,
Back in the day, you had to actually leave the house
yeah,
if you wanted to have fun and be entertained.
yeah,
So
yeah, for sure, dude.
it's a whole different world that
Yeah,
we're
now
living
you hop on a TikTok, everything streaming, you order food, everything
in.
and
Yeah.
shit. Dude. You could
Well,
be literally cooped up in your house for a week and shit,
well,
bro.
you
You
got the
know?
world at your
Yeah,
fingertips.
for
It's
sure.
kind of makes it easy not to have to go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And then so like when was the first time you heard hip hop music and shit?
When I first heard hip hop, it was when I was young. Like some of the first things that I could remember is Naughty by Nature.
Oh, okay.
Hip hop
Yeah,
parade.
yeah.
Oh, so things
That's a
things
good
like that.
positive song too and shit,
Yeah,
no?
definitely.
Yeah.
That was like probably like the first song that I can remember that I remember as a hip hop song that it was easy, real catchy, real easy to
Yeah.
sing. So yeah, I would have to say that was like probably some of the first early moments of listening to hip hop.
Who introduced you to that and shit?
Nobody introduced it to me, honestly. It's just
Like
on
on
the
the radio and
radio
shit?
and
Yeah. Mm.
what was it back then? Just like MTV. I don't even remember exactly, but
Mm-hmm.
mostly radio.
Yeah, because I know like I remember when I first heard hip hop was like Power 106 type shit, you know?
Yeah.
But like in the beginning, my brother and all them, they were like K Rock and shit, dude. So
Okay.
they were always bumping K Rock. My sister always like a buena. So like I never really had time to play my own music and shit, dude,
Right.
you know? So I remember hip hop I learned from like I think my uncle gave me a little tape once, the Paper Boy and the Diddy and shit. You remember that song?
Yeah, that's a fire
Yeah, yeah,
song,
and it was a
bro.
single tape.
It's
One
Paper
had
Boy
the
and the Diddy.
yeah, one had the radio version and the other one had the bad version and shit, like different
Okay.
sides. It was a black
Yeah,
tape and shit, you
I
know?
remember that.
But most of the hip hop I heard was from friends at school and shit, you know?
Yeah, that's where you pick it up. That's where all the bad habits
Yeah, all the
start.
bad habits. Yeah, yeah. That's as a parent now, dude, that's the struggle I have is as a parent, like we have certain values we live with at
Right.
home and shit.
Right.
But like when people go to school, they have other values, other families.
Yeah,
and shit,
other
bro, you know?
influences.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
for sure.
that's the one thing you try to teach your kids as best as you can, but the outside world is always there.
Yeah, it's
so-
always gonna be there
But
for
I think
sure.
you just have to just have a watchful eye. As far as for me and my son,
Yeah.
like I always let him make his own decisions, but I also had a lot of guidance in those decisions.
Oh,
that he
okay.
made.
Yeah.
So,
How old
like,
is your son and shit?
my son is actually 21 years old.
Oh,
bro.
21. Okay.
He
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
turned 21.
Yeah, he's an adult for sure, right? You know?
Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
that's another reason why I was able to move out here. Is it was time for me to let him fly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know.
Oh, all right.
And,
Yeah.
how
He's
it
back
is
in
at the
Arizona
age.
or
Yeah,
what?
he's in Arizona right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
For sure.
He didn't want to come out to LA and shit, or
Nah, he had his own thing going on, man. He was
Mhm.
going to the University of Arizona.
oh, all right.
He was
yeah,
going to
yeah.
college, so he had his own life that he had to,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
on. And
No, for sure.
but
Oh, that's what's up,
shout out
dude.
to my son, man.
Yeah.
Willie moves.
Yeah, yeah. And then so like growing up like in Arizona and Tucson, how is that for you, dude? Like elementary, junior high and shit. Is there a lot of like white people out there and shit? Or
Yeah, there's
that's
a.
how I imagine it. and
I don't
shit,
think
you know?
there's a lot of where
Especially
I'm from.
back then,
Because
no?
the whole thing is like it's just like here, you got the good side, you got the bad side.
Oh, okay.
The north side of Tucson is more of the upper class people that
Mhm.
because we have a lot of people that go there to retire. So
Oh, okay.
um,
Yeah, yeah.
but I grew up on the south side, and it's just like anywhere else, man.
Yeah, yeah.
This
That's where all the hoods are.
that's
and
where
shit.
all the hoods are at,
Mhm.
and so yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah.
I have a lot of friends of every type of nationality, bro. So
Mhm.
that's the thing about Arizona is like there's no divide with anything like that.
Oh,
But yeah,
like here, kind of.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just one thing I noticed about being out here. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, it's all love for sure.
No, that's what's up. And then like them heats though, don't right? Like the desert heat and shit.
The
Like
desert
a
heat.
lot of the schools are indoors and shit. No.
A lot of schools are indoors, but it's like anything, you're gonna get used to it. I mean, especially if you were born there, you grew up there, you learn to live with it.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
you really just gotta endure it for 4 months. Honestly,
That's like the toughest heat
that's
and shit.
the toughest part.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's just like anywhere else, bro.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I've experienced different heats and shit, dude.
Okay.
And out of all the heats, dry heat's the best for me.
It is the
Like
best.
yeah,
It
like
is the best.
humidity sucks,
Humidity
bro. Right?
sucks.
You know.
It does.
And I mean, I prefer it cold, like anytime, dude. You know, I prefer it cold because like you can layer up, right?
If it could stay like this the whole time,
Yeah,
the way it is right now,
yeah. This is
we'll
like
be all
still
right.
nice,
It is nice.
right?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
right now, it's like
yeah,
not freezing,
yeah,
but it's not
yeah.
summertime hot.
Like I've been to Chicago when it's like -10 and shit, dude.
Oh shit.
You know,
What was that like?
it's fucking cold, dude. Yeah, dude. You know, like that was the first time I ever been there and shit. You know,
Yeah.
I used to travel in March, like every year for a while and shit. You know,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because like I was on the phone and my hand was like cramping up, bro, from the coldness and shit.
That bad, huh?
That bad. And then when you're breathing in, like your lungs or something, bro. Like that's
It
why people
hurts.
wear the face mask. Like
Yeah.
it hurts and shit.
'Cause
Your
it's
nose
a
gets
cold
numb
air.
and shit.
It's a cold
Your
air.
lungs start feeling like freezing inside. Like
Wow.
you go inside, you're wearing jeans, and the jeans are hard, dude. You get me? I know it sounds stupid, like, but that was my
Right.
experience and shit.
That
And
that
I
makes
went, I
sense
took on my
though.
jeans, and the jeans were like freezing cold, bro. Like I'm just like, damn, that's crazy and shit, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, and then that's what I remember, dude. Like, so I had to wear like a scarf and shit, you know,
Yeah.
cover your mouth, nose, and
They
shit.
probably could tell you were from out of town
Oh,
by the
for
way
sure,
you dressed,
dude. Well, a lot of people were like that, but you know what's funny though? I enjoy still walking out in the cold like that.
Right.
Like it's still like fun. It's different and shit.
That's
You know?
what's up.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. You don't know what cold is here. Oh, -30, dude. She's in Canada and shit. So -30, that's pretty cold and shit, huh? Yeah. That's like
Wow.
freezing
I've
over.
never experienced this,
Yeah.
so shout out to
Yeah.
who is it?
Lisa.
Lisa. Shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah.
Lisa, man.
I think that's where they.
Doing
You
your
ever seen
thing.
those videos where they throw hot water and it freezes instantly?
I've seen those.
That's
Yes,
gotta be like the
it's gotta be
-30 and
like.
shit for
Let
sure.
us know.
Dude.
Does that happen out there?
Yeah, like what temperature does boiling water freeze, dude? You know, because it's the trip too is that you see a lot of people slip, dude, like on the
Yep.
ice over there. Like
Yep.
I must have, like in my whole lifetime of being there, like I must have seen like 7 or 8 people slip, bro. Like nasty too. Like oh
Wow.
shit, like nasty enough that when I go on the corners and I'm gonna turn, like I'm cautious and shit, cause I'm like hell nah, that's not gonna be me and
Nah,
shit,
for
you know?
sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's probably like a regular thing.
For
Like
sure.
people see it and
Well,
they're
they
like,
get up and
oh,
they walk out like
they
nothing
already
and
know.
shit, you
Yeah,
know?
like I got caught or something.
Yeah, yeah. The black ice and shit or whatever, you know? But yeah, was hip hop pretty big out in Tucson, Arizona, dude? Or like,
Yeah, hip hop is
yeah?
always big, man.
Hmm. Like, what do you remember people bumping like in junior high, high school and shit?
Let me
Because I
see.
don't know what years that was for you and shit.
No, there's a lot of different stuff that gets played. That's the one thing about Arizona. It's like not just one specific
Hmm.
genre or anything like that. But yeah, there was a lot of West Coast stuff. There is some like some down south stuff and
Hmm.
but mainly to me it was like there was a lot of Tupac playing, obviously,
Oh, yeah, really? Yeah, it hit
that
out there.
type of
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and Redman and Mack10, those,
Hmm.
so it's just a lot of mainstream stuff,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, because one thing that I forget, like, is like like you know how here LA has a lot of artists, right?
Right.
They have like get like not I was gonna say gives, but gives like your friend, no, but like
Right.
Bullet, right?
Yeah.
Like they have the same thing in Arizona and shit, right? And in
Yeah.
Texas, and then like
Yeah.
artists that haven't broke through to the mainstream,
And
basically,
that's the
right?
thing about over there is it's really hard to break through.
In Arizona and
Because
shit.
it's just like really isolated from everything.
Yeah.
And, I feel like we're really underestimated over there.
Mm-hmm.
And people tend to not pay attention, but there's a lot of hip hop over there, especially in Phoenix. It's a bigger city,
Mm-hmm.
so but yeah, there's a lot of hip hop there. There's a lot of artists. Shout out to all my artists out there, man. That are doing their thing, and for me personally, I got um too big for the pond, I guess you could say. Like
Mm-hmm.
I grew as much as I could grow,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the decisions in coming out here was the opportunity
Oh,
that
okay.
it provides out here.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Yeah,
yeah,
music studios are more accessible, I would assume, and shit, right? Yeah.
and it's perceived and received different
Mm-hmm.
out here.
Yeah, yeah.
If you tell them that, yo, I'm an artist and I'm trying to do my thing and blah blah blah, like nobody looks at you like, oh, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, yeah.
It's more receptive, and people are more eager and willing to listen to you and just support.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. At what age did you start like kind of working on your own music and shit?
I was probably like 15 years old when I
Oh, really
started, bro.
young.
Really
Yeah,
young.
yeah.
But I had to develop, and it's been a long road for me to be able to just get better.
Yeah.
With
Mm-hmm.
it's just that's the thing about this music is that you have to consistently work at it to get to a point. And, there's some people that are naturally
Yeah.
gifted, but I never was naturally good at rapping. It's
Oh,
something that
okay.
I really had to work on my craft and put in the
Mm-hmm.
time and put in the work.
Yeah. What inspired you to start like working on your own music and shit?
Wow.
Because like at 15, dude, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm assuming too. There's not a lot of artists
Nah, not
like
at
doing
that.
it like how you're
Yeah.
thinking, right? Like
Yeah,
that,
nah,
right?
there wasn't a lot of artists at the time. But
Like
I've
here in LA, you have a homie, like, and that was doing music, or
right.
somebody that's like, trying to
Yeah.
do it and shit.
So, I started on my own because I had um I gravitated to it, but I always say that music chose me.
Oh, okay,
It
yeah,
wasn't something that I was actively pursuing.
yeah.
It's just at the beginning, when I was in high school and stuff, I got into like to the band, and I was in the jazz band and stuff like that. But it
Mhm,
wasn't like because it was like, oh, my homies were doing that. So then
mhm,
I just got into that, and then slowly but surely I started to um like the ability to express yourself. So, then it just started, you know,
mhm.
growing from there, and then that's when I met my homie from back home, Slim, and he was doing his little mixtapes
Oh,
and
all
doing
right,
stuff
that's
like
dope. Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So then that's
He was
when we
15
started.
too and
Yeah, he
stuff,
was
or
around there.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know exactly, but
Mm,
we linked up in high school, and then just
yeah.
from there we started making our little tapes and
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah.
just working on our craft, man.
This is like
So
the 90s and stuff, or
yeah, it was probably late '90s,
late 90s, yeah.
early 2000s.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
And
just
where you guys were recording? How were you recording and
we
shit?
started on a karaoke machine.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah,
if you met somebody messes up, you got
yeah,
to rewind it all the way back and
yeah,
start all over.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, damn.
that's how I feel like I got um, better at recording. And just when I go in the studio now, it's not like I'm gonna spend 3 hours recording one verse or anything like
Yeah,
that. It's just you know, you get that feel for it, and you
no,
start
for
to
sure.
get better from there.
Yeah, I remember the homie Wish, dude. He started on a karaoke machine,
Right?
and I remember he used to make his own effects, like the
Really?
fade.
Okay.
Like gang, 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 like kind of like that, like
Okay.
to make it like echo out or whatever and shit.
Yeah, that's all
You
mind
know?
control, man, and
Yeah.
it helps
Hmm.
to have to manufacture your own effects, and
Yeah.
because you learn, and that's all part of mixing. It's
Yeah.
just
Now it's like
it,
mixing and
now
shit,
you
right? Yeah.
actually do it,
Yeah.
but
Now they have
yeah,
little tools
I
and
got a lot of respect for people that did it that way, man,
Yeah.
because it's something that I did.
Yeah, I never met nobody else that did it with a karaoke machine and shit. Though.
Yeah,
And I
karaoke
remember
machine,
like
man.
him doing it and having the CD, and then everybody was playing it and shit, dude.
Right.
And it was like at the time we thought, damn, this is the dopest shit ever,
Of
bro. You get
course,
me? Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
course,
And it
man.
wasn't even me rapping and shit, dude. You
Yes,
get me?
and
Yeah, yeah,
that's the beautiful thing about music,
yeah.
man. It's just you're able to reach a lot of people, and that's why I do music, is to make an impact, bro.
Yeah.
Just to motivate others,
Yeah,
and
for
just
sure, dude. And you know what's the trip? Like at that time, bro, like our mentality was all different, right? When you're
yeah,
young, you don't really see the larger picture. You're always
exactly,
living in the today, right? And like,
yeah,
like enjoying life in a way, right? Like when you're young, you're a very careless person. No, you just live
Right.
life and shit, dude.
Right.
But if imagine at that time, if like this must have been like 99, dude, 98, somewhere around there,
Right.
maybe 2000, right? If we would have had that mentality of like, oh, let's start recording, like like the homie while he does it on the karaoke, right? Like
Yeah.
imagine like just now how bigger it would have been for us and shit, dude.
Yeah,
But
for
at the
sure.
time, we're just kind of like it was a pastime and shit, right?
Yeah, that's how it starts.
Yeah.
That's how it always starts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a fun thing to do. I've always been the one that likes to be in the studio. I like creating.
All right.
I like, coming up with ideas and
Yeah.
just, seeing what you can put out there. So
Yeah.
it's definitely like I've been a prisoner of always living in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
My girl always tells me that I need to be planning a little bit better, but um
Well, you know what? It's actually good now because it's so hard now to live in the moment, right?
right,
Like when you become an adult, especially right now, like you're in an event, people are recording with their phone, dude.
right,
Like I've gotten better at like I'm just gonna live this shit right now. You get me?
right.
Like if I remember it, good. I don't need to like put everything on my phone and
I
shit because it,
understand.
it does, right?
Yeah.
And you're kind of like when you look at a concert or a stadium, everybody's living the life through the phone and shit, bro. You get me?
Yep.
Not that it's bad. That's what we become and shit, right?
That's the way life is now. If you
Yeah.
even if you go, let's
Let me
just
tell
say,
everybody else and shit.
yeah,
You
no,
get
you
me?
you go to the
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
restaurant and
yeah,
then
yeah,
people will be on their phones, or even at a stoplight. I've done that. And I
yeah,
stop and I look around, and then
yeah,
everybody's like,
yeah, yeah, for
sending a
sure, dude.
text or
You
something
know?
or checking something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a gift and a curse, I think.
It is, yeah,
You
yeah. The
know,
convenience and
yeah,
shit,
the
right?
convenience of it, but also it kind of takes you away from the now,
The
what
moment,
what,
yeah,
what
the
you're
moment
what
for
you're
sure.
doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know my wife, what she makes me do is put the phone away. Like, oh, right now we're
Okay.
gonna watch this movie and shit. Or like whatever we're gonna do, and she'll be like, let's just put the phones over here and shit.
Yeah,
Cause she
that's a good
guilty of it
thing.
too. We all are and shit.
Yeah,
So that trips me out. So I try and do that, but it's funny because we're so used to like checking the messages or posting and shit
right.
that you're kind of like, damn, like I probably got some unread messages type shit. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're out of focus and shit. So it's good to train your mind back, I think, to enjoy life a little bit
I
and shit,
agree.
dude,
I
for
agree.
sure.
I fuck with that for
Yeah,
sure.
because I mean, you get to a certain age and then that shit will fly by just like your kid age and shit, no?
That's true,
Next thing you
bro.
know, you're gonna be 70 and shit
And
and been
sometimes
like,
when you be
fuck.
scrolling, it's like all of a sudden you've been on there for an hour or
Hey, dude,
whatever.
they got that shit down to a motherfucking science to get you to do that shit. That is
Mm-hmm.
so crazy how they figured out how to do that shit to keep you engaged and shit, no?
Well, there's a lot of people involved in that. There's a
Yeah.
lot of big money in social
Yeah, yeah,
media,
for
bro.
sure.
So,
It's a trip. I was scrolling to TikTok today, dude.
okay.
Um, and it's a lot of ice shit right now, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you what happened in Minneapolis or whatnot,
Right.
right? And I'm scrolling through it, and I feel like I'm already getting frustrated from seeing so many of the videos.
Right.
That I mean, obviously it's fucked up, right? I mean, I don't know all the facts, bro. So I just
Right.
see the videos, but it stresses me out. And then I get this fucking karate dude. Like I don't know if you've seen him. This white fat man,
I
and
don't
he
think
does
I
these
have.
kicks, but he doesn't know how to do karate. But he
Oh,
but
I
he
think.
swears to life that he is a motherfucking karate kid and shit, bro. You get it? And he's jumping in the air, but like the kicks don't get past the motherfucking cable right here and shit.
Okay.
You get me? It's
Yeah, no,
funny.
I know
And I
which one
feel
you're
like
saying.
they know
I
that I'm getting stressed out and they put that video and I'm like
this
cracking up.
there you go.
You
Just
get me?
they just hooked you for a little bit longer
Yeah,
right
now I'm
there.
like, all right, what's the next
Yeah,
one and shit,
nah, for
And they,
sure.
they found that ice break, no pun intended and shit,
Right.
but like, and now I'm back engaged and shit, bro. You get me? And I'm just like, man, it's crazy and shit.
It's
But it's good
comes.
to be conscious of it because then you kind of
Yeah,
know, like, yeah, they playing us for sure
but
and shit, dude.
it's a science to it, I guess.
Yeah, for
A lot of
sure.
engineers, a lot of people know it because it's all about emotion.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what anything we do, even right now, we got to be able to
mm,
create some sort of emotion with people in
for
order for
sure.
them to stay engaged.
Engaged for
Yeah.
sure, dude. Yeah. It's probably like the cameras watching them and they're like, see my eyes of like frustration and they're like, throw this video on the
All
feed
right,
and
we're
shit,
about to lose this guy.
yeah, yeah. Nah, but my bad. I digress a little bit, but it's just been so much going on and shit, bro,
Right, right.
But like for you, so now you met your boy Slim. You guys are doing mixtapes on the karaoke machine, man.
Yeah,
And you're in high school, right? So
right.
who's playing your music at this point? Are you sharing it with anybody
I
or?
mean, just with the friends that I had,
Mm-hmm.
with my close circle, but it wasn't nothing serious. It was just something that we was doing, and
Mm-hmm.
we always wanted to do music professionally.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I guess, in the back of our minds.
Sure.
But it wasn't nothing, serious that I can honestly
Sure.
say.
Because who were you admiring at that time, if any other artist that you were like, man, I want to be like this cat right here? Or, I mean, when you're young, that's the thing, no? Like,
Right.
you want to have the girls or the cars or the money, right? Like, because that's what you would see,
Yeah.
no?
Method Man.
Oh, Method Man.
Method Man was my guy.
He's
Still
he's
is,
one of the
but
most underrated artists and
I
shit, dude.
agree. I
For
agree.
sure.
He's just
Yeah.
he's really talented, man. He's
Yeah.
just somebody that when I listened to him, it was when I really started like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Oh, that's dope, dude. And that's one dude you don't really see him with the cars and the money and shit, though. Right?
It's
Like he was just like a good. And then the speeches you hear of him, they're a little bit more like of being woke, right?
right.
Right? Like his lyrics and all that
Yes.
stuff too.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's a trip, Method Man. Yeah, I almost forgot about him, dude. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. It was on High, no, with
Yeah,
Redman,
how
huh?
high,
That
all
was a
that
dope
stuff.
ass movie
He's
too, and shit,
he's um like I just like I kind of I don't want to say I'm similar to him, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of in my lane a little bit.
All right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, your style of music definitely, and we'll get to that too. Like it's a little different from what I hear and shit, dude.
Right.
I rock with it and shit.
Yeah.
Um, your catalog is small still though and shit, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I just literally just dropped an album. I'm getting ready to drop another project
Oh,
this
okay. Mm.
February, at the end of
Uh-huh.
February. Um and I had my joint thing with my homie back home, but that was the whole situation. Is I started um trying to get real serious about it. I don't want to say since I got to California.
Oh, okay.
But I've always been working on music. I
Yeah.
don't, I can produce myself as well. So,
Oh, that's
you
nice.
know, I think part of it was just um, not understanding the game. Making music is the easy part, but it's the other parts that come with it that you have to learn. So most of my time that I've been doing this is just learning and just trying to get better at my craft, because it comes down to the music. If the music isn't good, then a lot of the times people aren't gonna take you serious. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Especially with your style, right? Like
right,
it's like a little bit more. You have to pay attention to the lyrics and shit. At least that's my perspective of it,
right,
right? It's not like some of these rap songs that have a dope beat and people talk over it or some shit, right?
right,
Or say a catchy hook or something.
right.
Uh, and so people are listening to your music and all that. What's the first time you hit like a actual studio and shit, bro? Or like when you
Uh,
actually recorded like your first track?
yeah. That was also back in Arizona when I
Mm-hmm.
was young, bro. But I was probably like 20 years old or something like that. It was a
Mm-hmm.
real big time professional studio that was over there in Tucson. But
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of the stuff that I've done is been at the home studio, man.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I yeah. So like when I got back out here, that's when we started in the big studios.
Mm-hmm.
Just recently, me and Soulfly was in Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
and we were working out.
Yeah, all right. You got some water right there. If you want to water and shit. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that so in Hollywood, that's dope. They got some dope ass studios out there and shit. The majority that I've seen too of studios is in like, oh yeah, I'll take one. Oh, thank you, man. You guys can grab whatever from right there too, man.
Whoa.
We live right now in effect, dude.
fact.
Uh-huh. I usually have a water with me too, dude, because I'm like, I talk a lot
That's
and
what
shit.
happens when you get late.
Yeah.
Get here late.
Nah. um, but yeah, so then making your music and shit, dude.
Right.
You want some tissue and shit, dude, or something?
No,
You
I'll
good?
be all
Yeah?
right.
All right, for sure. But yeah, dude, like, so now you hitting the studio in Tucson, Arizona. Was it expensive? Do you remember and shit, dude? Because you have to pay for the engineer. At this time, you don't know how to engineer and shit, no?
Right.
Because I've heard in different states, bro. And the reason I asked that question, their studios here are a dime a dozen, right? So it's a competitive rate now that you can get with somebody and
Right.
different quality levels, different equipment and shit, right? But from other states, there's not a lot of studios available, right?
So they
Now there
tend to
wasn't too
charge a little
many
bit more, no?
studios, but honestly, I don't remember how expensive.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
don't.
what's up. um, we'll take a second right there. I'll take a second to make sure. Hey man, tomorrow's the Rams game. I got the new Ciudad de Campeones merch out at the westfactoryshop.com. City of Champions. Make sure you guys go and check that out right there. I am probably, if the Rams win tomorrow, I'm definitely gonna drop a dope ass coupon and shit for everybody to take advantage of that, and get that new gear off of there for sure. We still got our show coming up on March 14. The details should be out shortly. We're just trying to fine tune a couple little small details and shit, man. So after that, we'll have the headliner flyer and out and everything, man, for everybody to, start purchasing tickets and rocking with it, man, for sure. No hard feelings in the chat. That's what's up, man. Gipster in the chat. What's up? I honestly thought, I was like, man, I hope Gipster pulls up today because, like, I'm gonna start a new job on Monday and shit.
Right.
And I was like, man, hopefully he can fade me up and shit, dude.
Gives
Because
the barber.
he told me that he wasn't the next time. He's like, hey, the next time we have one of my artists pull up, he was like, I'm gonna bring my clippers and shit, But he
We'll
didn't
see
pull
what
up, dude. So I
happens.
was like, man,
Usually has it.
yeah, right.
Usually does.
Yeah. I still haven't seen his fades and shit, dude.
He's sick with it, bro. He's
yeah.
nice with it.
Yeah, he says he's been doing it for a while too and shit, no?
I've seen him at the video shoots.
Oh yeah.
He'll be hooking dudes up. But
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, man. How'd you meet Gibbs the barber, dude?
I met him through Coos.
Cool, all right.
That's his cousin. So,
yeah.
Yeah, nothing but love. Shout out to Gibbs, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, so back to your story and shit. So now you're in the studio. That must have been like, excuse me, like wow, right?
It was an eye-opening moment, to say the least, bro. For
Like
lack
I
of
made
better
it
words.
and shit,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
Do you still have the track you made that day and shit?
not at all.
Nah?
Not at all, bro.
That's the worst, huh?
That was so long ago.
Yeah.
But
You probably
it was-
wouldn't have liked it now
Nah,
anyways and shit.
I for sure wouldn't have
Right?
liked it,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, 'cause you learned so much.
For sure wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah. So then you're 20, you're out there making music and shit,
Right.
Gibbs said I got you and shit. Yeah, and for sure next time, bro, So my bad. I'm losing my train of thought because I'm thinking of the haircut and shit, Fuck it. So now what's your next move? Dude, you're in the studio, you made some tracks and shit. Are you taking it a little bit more serious now as you graduated from high school, going into adulthood and shit,
I don't think I was taking it serious as I needed it to be.
Mm-hmm. You got allergies and shit, you think, or?
I don't know what it is in here, bro.
Yeah? It's dusty sometimes and shit,
I don't know what it is. But you got me right now.
Yeah, lost for words and shit, dude. Now, usually when you have allergies, like shit like that happens and shit.
That's the
dude,
thing. Since I moved out here, I never had allergies, bro, until I moved out here. But
Yeah.
back to the whole thing is I wasn't taking it as seriously as I thought I was
Mm-hmm.
taking it,
Yeah.
because the whole thing is the music wasn't to the level that it needed it to be.
All right.
And then for me, not having the opportunities, not having people wanting to work with me.
Yeah.
So that was the whole reason why I started doing my own thing. I started
Yeah.
getting my own equipment
Mm-hmm.
and just getting to the point where I could
Record yourself.
record
and shit.
myself
Yeah.
for sure.
And you had your own stuff when you were living out there too in Arizona, like
Yes.
your own studio and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire and shit, bro. Like, that's what always trips me out is how did you know what to buy and all that shit? Just like YouTube or like somebody was.
So when
guiding
I
you?
was recording, when I first started recording, I remember my homie Logic that was up there, and he was an engineer.
Oh, all right.
He went to the conservatory,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was the one that was recording us. So
Yeah.
I basically just sat with him, and I learned through him, and I seen the stuff that he had bought, and
Mm-hmm.
then I just picked his brain,
Yeah.
and then that's how I learned how to, get the stuff that I needed that was required for recording. So
Mm-hmm.
and then he ended up moving to California as well,
Oh shit.
and he ended up giving us all his sessions. and I reverse engineered his sessions for us. So that's how I taught myself.
Oh, dope, dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how to actually record, like engineer, produce beats, like you could do everything
Yes,
yourself and
sir.
shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Would you say that it's difficult to engineer and shit, bro? I'm
At
only
the,
asking
in the
now. I'm only
beginning,
asking because I want to do it and shit.
in the beginning, it's
It
gonna
is.
be difficult.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
Yeah,
like anything
you
and
have
shit.
to put in the work,
Yeah.
but you have to sit there and you have to actually want to do this, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta teach yourself
Mm-hmm.
in order to do it the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
You use Pro Tools and shit, or
I use Pro Tools. I learned how to do everything on Pro Tools. Lately, I've been doing the whole Fruity Loops thing.
oh, that's the other one I heard.
Yeah,
of,
that's
right?
the other one, but I know how to do Fruity Loops. I know how to do Pro Tools
Mm-hmm.
and Reason.
Reason I've never heard of that one and shit.
Reason is another beat making program, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've always like I'm a beats guy, dude. I don't know how to make
Right.
my own beats, but I enjoy the beats and shit. Like I
Right.
wish I knew how to like make it. I tried a little bit using like samples and shit,
Right.
but they weren't like they were dope beats to me, if you know what I
Right,
mean and
right.
shit, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but no, that's dope, dude. I think you save a lot of time and money when you know how to do everything for yourself and shit, right?
That's
You
the
know?
important thing, and then
Mhm.
being able to own your own stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you have to when you're working with other people, you got to be on their time.
Yeah.
You have to, wait for them
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
bro.
one thing for sure too is sometimes like when you have a studio session, the first 2 hours, if you're going into work, right? Not that I do music, but I've seen a lot of different people, right? If you go ready to record your own music, I feel like you're ready, right? You come in, boom, you're 4 hours, you do what you plan to do, right?
Right.
But when you're putting like a team together, right? Different artists, like the first 2-3 hours are a waste in a way because it's just the vibing, right?
Right.
Like talking, getting comfortable, playing some beats and shit, you know?
It's just a different vibe when you're just going in there to create,
Yeah.
and when it instead of you going in there and going to record a verse.
Yeah, for sure.
If you already have a song that you already started,
Mm-hmm.
there's a chorus that you already have on there,
Mm-hmm.
and you have your verse written, it's easier to just go in there and do your thing. But
Mhm.
if you're going in there to vibe and create, yeah, it's win-win.
Yeah, no, that makes sense and shit. And then that's what I mean by being able to know all your skills is that sometimes you got 6 hours and by the fifth hour you're barely creating
Yeah.
when you got a lot of people and shit. And now it's
Yep.
time to like, oh, the engineer can't stay and shit or whatever reason and shit, you
That's
know?
why you got to book longer sessions. But
Yeah.
that's the nature of making music, bro, and
Mhm.
this whole music making business is there is no set time.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure. Sometimes you can be in the middle of something and then they kill the vibe. Like, oh, I got to roll and shit, you know? Nah, but like, so in Arizona, you basically grew into your adult life and shit, right?
Right.
And then you said you had your wife now, right? You was kind of like, oh, you moved out here to LA,
Right.
plus for the music and all that. You have a couple different opportunities and shit, right?
Yeah.
So what's the first thing when you touched down here in LA and shit?
Well, I just, I had to get acclimated. I had to make sure that everything was good. But, then I just started reaching out to different people.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Destruct. I shout out the homies Destruct. I met him, and then we just started we did a video. Then he got me on one of his shows. And we just started to get myself acclimated with the scene out here, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very competitive out here too and shit, right?
Very competitive, but
Yeah.
hip hop is a very competitive sport.
It is, dude. It is for sure. And
why
that's
it
without
is.
the freestyling and shit, right?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. That's without that, but
Yeah.
it's steel sharpens steel, so
Yeah,
you
nah,
just
for
gotta be
sure.
ready to
Yeah.
show what you can do
And learn, right?
and learn,
Yeah.
and not worry about other people's opinions,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
That's the main thing.
I think that goes with anything in life too. What's up, baby Blue Dramatic? Thanks for tapping in, bro. I think that goes with everything though, huh? Like when you want to do something for your own, you gotta be like, fuck what everybody got to say and shit, dude. You know, because you're either gonna find yes people or you're gonna find haters and shit, right?
Right.
It's gonna be really difficult to filter out the actual thing, but it's good to always listen to the yays and the nays and shit so that you can progress in what you're trying to do and shit, you know? Like like me, I feel like people think oh, this fool never likes to listen and shit.
Right.
But I do. I'm like a racehorse, bro. Like if I get an idea and shit, like I'm, you know how
You
they
got the
cover them and
blinders.
shit,
Yeah.
and people say, damn, you don't see what's around you, and it's like I do,
Right.
but that doesn't affect where I'm trying to get to and shit, bro. You get me?
Right. Right.
Like when we're trying to do this podcast, it was similar to what you were saying. People they wouldn't even want to fuck with you and shit.
Right.
Same thing, bro. And we were like, you know what? We'll start our own fucking podcast and
Right.
shit, right? You know?
Right.
We didn't know what we were gonna do, dude. So I bought all this fucking equipment. I tell this story all the time, but
Right.
and then when it arrived, we didn't know what to do with it. I had just seen a YouTube video that said this
Right.
is a list of things to buy and shit,
Yeah.
dude. You know?
YouTube is the greatest
Yeah.
teacher.
And then when we got everything, we're like, all right, now what do we do? Let's learn how to use every piece of equipment
Right.
now and shit, bro.
And,
You know?
and as you kept doing podcasts, it kept getting
yeah,
better.
yeah.
That's with anything in life,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure. And then
Anything.
the first one was the hardest, bro, because I was shy as fuck. I'm still shy right now, dude. You know, I
Right.
get embarrassed real quick. I actually feel a little dumb because there's nobody here.
Right.
And then I'm talking like if there is and shit. You get what I'm saying?
And that's the way you have to
Yeah,
be, bro.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you have to be willing to look stupid, man.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
was
is,
just
right?
coughing right now. I was just
yeah.
looking like a fool,
But the
but
show goes on,
the
dude,
show
you
must go
know?
on, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
apologize about that,
Nah,
man.
nah, it happens, bro, you know?
The thing is that you can't be caught up in other people's opinion.
Yeah.
The greatest thing about me is I don't really give a fuck
Yeah,
what anybody
exactly,
thinks,
dude.
bro.
Exactly.
I really don't, bro,
Yeah.
because they don't make me or break me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, for
I make
sure.
me or break me, bro.
For sure.
So, you know, like you said, the show must go on. Once I feel better, then we'll get this done the
Yeah.
right way, man. But
Yeah.
you know, you can't be caught up in other people's opinions because what you like, I may not like. What
Yeah.
SoFly likes may not be what we like. You know, and
Yeah.
vice versa. So
Yeah, yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, and then I had always people telling me like, "Oh, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't have said that." And it's like, dude, I'm the one on camera, dude. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I
Everybody
wanna
could
say. and shit.
everybody could say
get
what
me?
they would do,
Yeah,
but I don't like to listen to people that say
I would have done this.
I would have
right?
done this
Yeah,
or I would
yeah,
have done that
yeah.
if they've never done it before.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, for sure. She says Smurf makes the show humble and shit. Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to
yeah.
Smurf, everybody.
Nah. Shout out to Lisa and everybody out here. SL West Sider, man.
What's
Everybody
up,
out here,
Lisa?
you know, making it happen, bro. You know, for sure, dude.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
and we're a small channel, but we coming up. We kicking doors down for sure, bro.
Hey, I see you
know?
guys, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I'm here.
Yeah, appreciate that. But getting back to your story, bro. So now you in LA, you linked up with people and shit. Like what's next for you and shit, bro? Like you're performing. You performed already in big stages, bro. Like a lot
Right.
of folks haven't been in these type of shows. Mack10,
Right.
right? A couple different artists that are popping and shit, bro.
Right.
You know? Even tomorrow you're on stage, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
like how has that been as an actually that was a different question, but for this one, how has that been as an experience, bro? Being able to open for these headliners and shit, dude, you know?
Well, it just gives you the experience to be in front of bigger crowds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to be entertaining. We're in the entertainment
Yeah,
business,
for sure,
bro.
for sure.
So
yeah,
if you're not entertaining, people are gonna let you know.
yeah,
That's one.
yeah,
And you have to take pride in your performance because people pay money.
yeah.
They pay good money. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
they're hard-earned money to do this. So you
Some
have
of these
to.
big shows, my bad, they're like $100 and shit.
No,
yeah?
and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See, that's exactly
know?
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. You know, if somebody spent $100, you better
Yeah.
give them their money's worth.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
that's what I think the bigger shows do is
Mhm.
get you comfortable to be in front of bigger crowds, and it helps you step up your game to you know show these people that you're worth their time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's dope. That's well said for sure, dude, you know? Were you ever shy or anything? Like hopping on stage with like 300, 400 people on there and shit?
You
Yeah,
know,
you've
when I
been
was
bigger shows, dude.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. So
Yeah.
for me, I don't say I get nervous anymore. I've done so many. I've done probably like at least 200 shows, maybe.
Damn.
You know, I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I've performed to 2 people before.
Mhm.
I've performed in front of 2,000 people.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is that I feel the freest when I'm up there.
Oh, okay.
You know, before it was like, yeah, sometimes, yeah, maybe if it's a big show, I might get a little nervous.
Yeah.
But as soon as the mic is handed to me,
Showtime.
sound comes on, it's time to work, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then all that goes away. all that goes away. You know, it's the time of the moment where nothing in your life that is stressing you out, none of your problems, none of that matters in those moments.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that's why I say I feel the freest.
No, that's what's up, man. You know, you just that's living in the moment. And
That's
shit,
living in the
for
moment
sure,
right
right?
there.
You know?
That right there
Yeah,
is being in the studio
yeah,
making, new music. That's dope. But I perform, and that's when that's what I like. That's where what really gravitated, helped me gravitate towards music.
no, that's what's up, dude. You know.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, so for your show tomorrow, what's this show?
What's the show called?
Aztec.
Aztec
Aztec Treasures
Treasures.
and shit.
Yeah, the showdown
Uh-huh.
downtown LA. So yeah, we're really excited to be there. My whole No Hard Feelings family will be there, and yeah, we're gonna be doing our thing, man. So
Yeah, yeah,
if y'all in the city, pull up.
yeah, yeah. Where's it at and shit? In case people want to get tickets, downtown
It's
LA, right?
it was at 251 South Main Street, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the venue is called. What's the venue called? I
Two
don't even
fifty
know what
one Main Street, though. You can get to anywhere in LA once you know them little numbers and shit, dude,
right.
you know? And it's gonna be popping. I know a couple people that are gonna be right there, bro, you know, for sure. I
Right.
wanted to pull up, but I have something to do tomorrow and then the Rams game and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
like, man, dude, you know? But definitely, dude, they invited me to go and shit, dude, you
okay.
know, an artist that's performing and shit,
Right.
you know? And I'm like, fuck, you know, like that's one thing that I've been lacking is being at the shows. You
Right.
get me? And when you're in this type of industry, bro, music, podcasting, wherever, like you gotta be up in the mix
You
and
gotta
shit,
show
bro.
face,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, for sure.
And people have to see you.
Yeah.
And then it's like I don't know what the stat is, but they got to see you a number of times
Yeah.
before they start to get curious about who
Yeah.
you
Who the
are,
hell you are
and
and
then they
shit.
start asking
Yeah.
what you're about,
Yeah.
and that's how you grow. It's called networking.
Yeah, not for sure. Networking and shit,
Yeah,
dude, you
for
know?
sure.
Do you feel like these shows help you as well too? Grow as an artist and
Of
shit?
course,
Yeah,
of
for
course.
sure.
Everything helps.
Mm-hmm.
Everything helps. You have to do everything. Um, no show is too small, and no show is too big.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is towards a bigger cause, and you have to take everything seriously, and you have to approach everything with the same energy, because when you do get the opportunity, when you do get to the point where you're about to be a breakout artist, you have to be prepared for that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure, dude. And that shit can happen anytime, bro.
anytime.
You know, like I don't think anybody that's blown up has known when it was coming and shit. You know,
You
right?
never know.
Yeah,
You
yeah, that's
never
for
know.
sure, dude. So what's next for you, bro? Now you're here in LA. You just dropped an album. You got another
Right.
one coming. What's next and shit? Like, what do you hope to accomplish with your music path and shit?
Like I said, I want to make an impact. I want to be able to inspire others, motivate the younger generation, and just show them that if you put your mind to it, you can do whatever you want in this life. It doesn't
Mhm.
have to be music. You could be
Yeah,
a doctor, lawyer, whatever you decide you want to be.
yeah,
But if I could do it, anybody else can do it.
yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, that's funny. That's the one thing I tell my kids all the time. It was like when they say something's hard and it's like everything seems hard the first time and shit. But to be honest, like anybody can be successful and shit. Like, and then I always use that as an excuse. Like, if I can do it, trust me, anybody can and shit. You get me? And then they always trip out because they like, what do you mean? And it's just like, it's because they don't know my full story and shit.
Right.
A lot of people don't know my full story, bro.
Right.
Of like, ninth grade education and shit, bro. You
Right.
get me?
Yeah,
Like I didn't get
understand
to, I didn't get to go all the way and shit, bro. You know?
Yeah, I didn't graduate either, man.
I mean, you
So,
get me? A lot of us don't, bro. You know, it's just the way the cards were dealt. But we make something out of something, bro. You get me? Like,
that's what it's about.
yeah, like I think the streets, and not that I promote the streets or anybody to take this path, but showed me a lot, bro.
Right.
That I wouldn't have never learned at school and shit. Once I
Right.
learned how to count and all that shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, my fractions suck probably and shit,
So
But
mine.
but I can count money, bro. I can count.
Right.
But like I feel like street smarts is something that you can combine together and shit, bro. Like,
Yeah, if you
you
have
know?
street smarts and book smarts, that's
You're a deadly
something
weapon, bro, for
I
sure.
agree on that.
Right? You know?
But being able to survive in an environment that's not so
Made for you to
made
win.
for you to win, exactly. That's
For
a
sure.
good set of words.
Yeah.
You it it can help you survive anywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
And I have this story, bro. When I first got my first job, bro, like as an electrician and shit, but for a company,
Right.
I thought I got hooked up, bro. I was like, fuck, like I couldn't even believe I was working here because I was just so used to having a shitty life, bro.
Right.
And here I am making good money, getting paid, and the boss is yelling and shit to people. Like he was a yeller, bro. This white old man, dude. And he would like yell at your face and everything, bro.
Right.
And some people couldn't take it, bro. They would break down crying and shit.
Wow.
They would quit. They would
Wow.
get fired, whatever and shit. And in my eyes, they always say, "Oh, how come you just like all cheer?" I was like, "Dude, I come from a place where you run fades and shit. There's people shooting at you and shit. You think this motherfucker yelling right here affects me, dude? I'm still get paid, right? You get
There
me?
you go.
But if I didn't go through a lot of stuff, to me that would have been the worst thing that ever happened to my life. And
Yeah.
to some people, it is and shit.
It is. Yeah.
But to us, I mean, it's kind of like, man, like like I'm gonna
Mhm.
go work now and shit because I'm gonna get paid and shit.
And that's the difference between somebody who's makes it
Yeah.
and somebody who
Right,
doesn't.
you get
know
me?
what I mean? You
Yeah.
have to. Everything isn't all good.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, life is hard.
For sure.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and if
And full
you're
of
gonna,
fucking surprises.
and if you
shit.
let somebody, just break you down like that, imagine what the world will do.
Yeah, I
to you.
know.
You
Once you're
that's
out
just
there
one
all alone
person.
and shit, Yeah, that was
Exactly.
just one person, dude. But for you, dude, so you want to inspire people to like just to do something then basically, right? Encourage
Yes,
them and
sir.
shit, Where do you see yourself in your music career like in the next 5 or 10 years, bro? I mean, I know it's a long time and shit,
Oh,
but
that's a good question.
Mm.
I always get my girl always asks me, "Well, what's your
Mhm.
plan?" And
Yeah.
I've never really have an actual plan, but
Mhm.
I see myself doing this music thing professionally, bro.
Mhm.
Getting to a point where I can actually have a life with this music. Getting to a point where I can have a house, or I can have a car, all
Mhm.
because of music. So
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
myself doing this professionally, and I definitely want to have my own studio, like a
Yeah.
real studio,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
and start running sessions out of it,
Mhm.
and just helping out other artists.
Mhm.
That's what me and my team, that's what we're shooting for. Is to help other artists and anybody that want to rock with us with the whole No Hard Feelings camp. We want to be able to help other artists by shooting the videos, by recording the songs and putting out projects, and
Yeah, yeah.
really doing this the correct way.
Oh, that's what's up, dude. No, that's good, and that's a good plan, dude. You're not just chasing the money and shit, bro, right?
Nah, you know what,
You
dude?
know?
That's the one thing I
Yeah.
always say is I never done this for fortune, for
Yeah.
fame, or anything like that. Music to me is something that it fulfills something
Mhm.
inside of me,
Yeah.
and um, I'm not trying to be quote unquote famous.
Sure, sure.
If it happens, it
Yeah, yeah.
happens. That's not what I do it for.
Yeah.
But uh, music, I already feel like I'm successful because I get to do it what I want every single day.
Yeah, yeah,
I can
right.
make whatever song I want. I don't
Yeah.
have no A&Rs behind me telling me when I'm supposed to do what.
Yeah.
I'm doing me,
Mhm.
and that's means more to me than any type of money, bro.
Yeah, yeah, nah, for sure, bro. No, I think that's dope response too, man. But how do you feel about like how saturated the music market is right now and shit, dude?
Um,
Predominantly in our Hispanic.
right.
From my perspective, you
No,
might
I
see it like
understand.
it ain't saturated enough.
No,
You
for
get me?
sure.
That's how I see it. My bad. I sure like I think. Do you think it's saturated or like?
I, you know what? It's where it's supposed to be, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
bro. I mean, oversaturated. I understand what you're saying
Mm-hmm.
because there is a lot of artists,
Yeah.
and I think what makes it oversaturated is that everybody sounds the same.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what makes it oversaturated.
Yeah.
So if you do Chicano rap, what distinguishes you from that person and that person?
That was my next question. I'm gonna ask you right now, so you
You
could
know, so
get your
that
answer
that
and shit.
that that's the
Yeah.
main
Yeah.
thing I can
Mm-hmm.
honestly say,
Yeah.
bro, is that you have to do something different than what the next man is doing.
Yeah. And one way that I see how it's a market that's like that where everybody's almost sounding the same, not almost, right? Because there's a couple people that stand out, at least for
Right.
me, is that when you buy beats, you like from these YouTube,
Right.
or like I don't want to say YouTube, but like when you buy beats from certain producers,
Right.
here's a Draco type beat, here's a Mozzie type beat,
Yeah.
and then they even word them in those ways and shit,
Right.
right? And YouTube is notorious for it, right? Like instead of like here's a West Coast style like they used to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or here's a fucking experimental fucking shit with violin,
Right.
right? You know what I mean? Like
And
where it's like,
that's where
mm-hmm,
everybody starts to sound the same.
yeah,
And I'm trying to create my own sound. I'm trying to create my own thing because
mm-hmm,
of that situation
yeah,
too. Because whatever, a Drake beat.
yeah,
Is a lot of producers are just trying to follow what's popping at the
popping, yeah,
moment.
yeah,
You
for
know what I
sure,
mean? What's popular?
yeah,
What's making money at the moment?
yeah, yeah,
But if you want to have sustainability and you want to be able to do this for the long run, you have to be your own man. You have to have your own sound. You have
yeah,
to have your own brand. You have to have your own look.
yeah.
Everything about it. It's all around.
No, yeah, for sure. And what distinguishes you from a lot of the artists that are out here right now and shit, dude?
Well, I'm a storyteller. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to my music, by the time you're done listening to my album, I feel like you can have a good sense of what kind of a person I am
Mm-hmm.
and everything I've been through.
You
So
really speak like real life stuff
I
and
do
shit, yeah.
speak a lot of
Mm-hmm.
real life stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that I've been through, I try to, um, put it out there in my music, and then just anything that I've done, somebody's gone through it.
Yeah,
Either you've gone through it, you're going through it, or you're about to go through it.
yeah, yeah,
So the difference between me is I'm not trying to be like anybody else, man.
yeah,
And, I'm just creating what feels right to me.
yeah, yeah.
I don't listen to, I'm obviously influenced by other artists and other music,
Mm-hmm.
but when I go in the studio, I don't go in there saying, I want to make a song like this guy
Yeah, yeah.
or anything like that. So when you listen to my music, you're going to get an authentic version of who I am, who FredEMooves is.
No, that's what's up, man. Yeah, yeah. Well said, dude. Yeah, it's a trip, dude, for sure. Like me, I like the large selection of music right now and
Yeah,
shit,
for
right?
sure. For sure.
I just the challenge I have is finding time to listen to everything
That's
and or discovering somebody new, right?
right.
Like because I have a playlist and I rarely play anything outside my playlist and shit, dude, on
Yep.
Apple Music and
I
shit.
understand that. Yeah.
Right? And unless you tell me like today, like, hey, have you ever heard of this guy? Like, I'll be
Hmm.
like, nah, and then I'll go search him off after. But if
Right.
nobody says anything, I won't find a new artist and
Yeah, you
shit, bro.
don't spend your day trying to figure out who's the next dude
Yeah,
or searching,
yeah.
Too
And
busy.
yeah, and no cap, I got nothing but Easy E, Ice Cube, and Mack10 and
Same
Snoop
here,
in my
bro.
fucking playlist. I
Dude,
still love the '90s rap, bro.
right,
To me that's the shit.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm trying to do is just not take it back to that, but just cater to the older, um,
demographic and
the
shit.
older generation that
Yeah,
listen to that music.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because the thing about it is that that's one thing in this game that I feel is lacking is that the people that are older that love hip hop that grew up on hip hop may not want to listen to the stuff that's
yeah,
coming out right now. You
yeah,
know what I mean? But they'll listen to something that is more relatable.
yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do is just kind of make music that's for now,
Hmm.
but has um,
Timeless.
it's timeless and
Yeah,
an ability to reach the people that need that type of hip
yeah,
hop, bro. Where it has that feel, where it
yeah,
has a meaning behind it, where you're able to listen to it in certain situations, whether you want to go party, where you want to go work, where
mm-hmm.
whatever the situation is. But that's where I'm trying to be.
Yeah. No, that's good, dude. And something you said earlier, where how somebody could be going through something in life and or going through it or been through it and all that.
Right.
It's true too. And then one of the things that I find culturally, dude, for Hispanics, especially males and shit, is we don't like to talk about the negative shit in our life to somebody else, bro.
Right.
Right? Like we don't like to tell somebody like, "Fuck, I got cancer and shit." Right?
Mhm.
Like you get me, or like my girl cheated on me and shit, or whatever
Right.
the fuck it is.
No,
you know?
I understand
And
that.
we're so prideful. And I don't want to speak for everybody, but
Right.
I've observed a lot of Hispanic males to know that you get me, like fuck, like why are we like
Well,
this and shit. You
you
get
get
me?
brought up saying, how it
Yeah,
is like, men don't cry, and
yeah, yeah,
hide your emotions.
yeah,
That when you get brought up that way and you get raised that way,
yeah.
that's kind of instilled in you.
Yeah, like an old school way for sure,
But
dude, you know?
and the thing is I'm not a I'm also guilty of that.
Yeah, we all are, dude, for
You
sure.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah, I don't want to make it seem
you
like
might
I'm
have
not,
a
you know?
conversation like you'll talk to me, but
Yeah,
like how you doing? I'm all right. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And I won't really express what I'm
yeah,
going through. But when in the music, that's what I love about music. You're
yeah,
able to just really listen to it, and if you listen to some songs, you're gonna be like, oh, I know what he was going through
yeah,
right
yeah,
there. But if I have a conversation with you right now, I'm not gonna be like, oh,
yeah, yeah,
my job is messed up and I'm
yeah,
doing all this stuff.
yeah,
Nah, it's just
yeah.
you want to try to keep putting out positive energy.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, because one of the things for sure, bro, is that um like people that get sick, like me, I like to hear about it because it's like I'm getting old.
Right.
So it's like I might have a pain you had from way before that led to this shit that I could learn about and be like, nah, I know to
Exactly.
watch out for this shit. You get me?
And
like we can help each other.
that's the motivation
Yeah,
part,
for
bro.
sure, dude.
That's
You
the
know?
motivation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I think that's what I
Or people
thrive
that
at.
lose family members and shit, bro, you know? Right?
Right.
Like things like that,
Right.
you know? But yeah. And then for different artists, bro, too, there's a lot of music artists out here that are famous or popping, but more for who they are than for their music, right?
Right.
Like, what do you feel about that and shit, bro? Like,
I think that's
without naming name, obviously, and shit, bro.
no.
You get
I
me?
think that's nowadays it's more important than the music.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, people have to like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to be
Not only in music, I think, like generally for any type of brand right now,
right.
and
You
shit,
have
right?
to
Yeah.
when it comes to your brand
Mm-hmm.
and marketability,
Yeah.
you have to be a person that inspires or makes people laugh or makes people angry.
Yeah.
You have to create some sort of emotion,
Yeah.
and then when they start looking into you, then they start liking who you are, your lifestyle, and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why the whole people that stream now, people gravitate towards that because they relate to them,
Yeah.
and you have to be relatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if people like you for who you are first, and then they'll love your music.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure, right?
So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
for
more
sure. Because
important.
they'll be more relatable to it and shit, right?
Exactly. If they
No,
kind of
definitely.
see themselves in you,
Yeah.
then you pretty much hit a home run. with
Because
that.
sometimes I get some comment, not comments on the comments, but like feedback from people and shit,
Right.
and they'll be like, "Oh, this one feels a clown," and I'll be like, "Honestly, bro, like that's just what you see on camera. Like the dude's entertaining and shit."
Right.
Right? He's gonna like exactly what you're doing right now is what he's aiming for.
Right.
You're either gonna like him, hate him, but you're gonna talk about him and shit, bro.
That's all that
And once you're
matters.
talking about him, if I didn't know about him or this other dude, now everybody knows,
Right.
right? And we don't all gotta like it and shit, but like when you think about it, like how you going back to something you said earlier, is like when you're in the music industry, you are an entertainer and shit, dude.
Yes, sir.
Off and on the camera and shit, right? You get me?
Yes.
Yeah. And those are the shits that seem to go more a little viral, bro. When people Hispanics are doing something silly or
Right.
gang related or something, right?
Yes,
You get
there
me?
you go. That's it.
Yeah. When's the last viral video
What?
you seen of somebody rapping on stage? and
Exactly.
shit? You get me?
Exactly.
Right?
I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah,
man.
no, right? You know?
Maybe a freestyling video that
When he was
somebody
talking
did,
shit
like,
about somebody and shit.
probably,
You know?
but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
just try to be a positive.
Not
you
like a
know.
Whitney one, like damn, FredEMooves performed with Mack10, boom, right?
Yeah.
Like something viral like that, you know? Yeah.
Exactly.
That'll
I
be
mean,
dope, you know?
That's
Nah.
probably about the only way, but
Yeah. Yeah,
it
for
is
sure.
what
But
it is.
we got to keep on moving, dude. You know,
Yes, sir.
that's for sure. But yeah, so your show's tomorrow, bro. You got a unique style of music and shit. One last thing, and then just because, you don't have to answer if you don't want to and shit, bro. But like with everything that's going on right now with immigration, for sure, I'd like to use the platform to fucking share feelings with like perspectives, not just feelings, bro. Like,
Yeah.
how does that shit make you feel and shit, bro? Like, you know, like,
It's a real sad thing.
mm-hmm.
You know, having parents that were, well, my mom that was an immigrant. Now,
Yeah.
my brothers, my older brothers were also immigrants.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing because um, they make it more saying that they're getting rid of people like that are sex offenders.
Yeah, that's what
and
they keep saying.
That's what
and
they keep
shit.
saying.
Yeah.
But in reality, what they're doing is they're separating families.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the part that I don't agree with. Is
Mhm.
that there's people that have been here that are doing things the right way, um, and they might not know what to do or how to go about it the
Yeah.
right way.
Mhm.
You know, but if
But
somebody
they're not
grew up
criminals
here,
and shit.
you know,
Yeah.
and I have a friend that's kind of going through it right now with that situation.
Mhm.
But if they've been here, if they, um, you know, grew up here since a baby, been here their whole lives, there should be a different way in order to um, give them an opportunity to get themselves
Yeah.
become citizens.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
that's what I don't agree with. That they're just going out and just picking random people and making them seem like they're these big criminals.
Yeah.
They might be at work,
Yeah. Most of them are at work
and
and
a
shit.
lot of
It
them
looks
pay
like, right?
taxes and do
Yeah.
things, but all they're trying to do is make a better life for
Yeah,
themselves.
for sure.
And that's what sucks is people that um, have nothing to do criminally, and they're just working and they're
Mhm.
just trying to help their families back in Mexico or wherever they're from.
Yeah, yeah.
Just him just going, and I'll talk about Donald Trump just making it where it's almost like a crime for just being here. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I understand. I understand both ways.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I understand both sides.
Yeah.
Um, but I think there should be a better way of handling it than just going out there and destroying families.
Yeah, I agree. I think for sure it has to be a better way of handling
There's
it
got to
and
be a
shit, dude.
better way,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I said, I understand if you're here illegally and um you're doing bad things, then obviously you shouldn't
Yeah,
be
yeah,
here.
for sure.
You
Yeah.
know, it's a thin line.
It is. It's
You
it's
know,
tough because it is tough, bro. But I think for sure, like, my own perspective is that I think if you graduated from high school and went to college and all that here,
yes,
you should
yes,
automatically be qualified as a citizen
exactly.
if you didn't commit a crime or anything.
That's what I'm
I think
saying.
if you have kids and they're in the army, your parents should automatically be citizens if they haven't committed a crime,
I agree.
right? You get me? And the crime, if they commit a crime like fucking 30 years ago, bro, and haven't done nothing since, come on, like,
Yeah,
obviously there has to be some logic behind this
there
shit,
has to
bro. You
be.
get me?
But just going about it and just getting people out of here is the wrong way because all
Yeah.
it is
Racial profiling to
racial
get people out of the
profiling,
way.
and
Yeah.
then it's just, I mean, honestly, like it's morally wrong.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just of that mindset.
Yeah.
You know,
And
if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. You know
yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
There shouldn't be any gray area.
Yeah. And I think there's a thing I saw today of this lawyer and said, and he was saying, dude, like, it's crazy, like all these ICE agents that are committing, because they're committing crimes, bro, straight
Right.
up, right? You
Right.
know, violating rights and all that. That all these fools are gonna be in court, bro, dude. When the administration changes, which is
Yes.
gonna change, the attorney general is gonna be in fucking congressional hearing.
Right.
The vice president, the Trump, everybody's gonna be in court, bro, fighting these felony charges
Right.
down the road. It's so crazy how, to me, that this has been allowed to happen and shit. That knowing that if they're gonna face charges later, like, why isn't there a government stopping them now, bro? You get me?
I
Right? Isn't that crazy and shit? How they can allow it to
and I
continue to
agree,
happen
bro.
and
Like
shit, you know?
it's how you
It's like
can't
if
really
me and
trust
you were going on
anybody
a
in the
crime
government,
spree,
bro.
and we're just going amok state to state on a
Right.
crime spree, they're not gonna allow it to just happen, right? Like, it
Right.
would be stupid and crazy and shit, you know? So it's like, to me, it's how are they doing this?
There's a lot of layers to it, man.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I know. I'm simple minded and shit, you know?
I agree, bro.
Sometimes we gotta just break it down to the little the fundamental of it and shit, you know? For sure, man. You know?
Yeah, like it's hard to understand, but like I said, if it's wrong, it's wrong, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I see these videos of people, crying and getting separated
Yeah.
and in a violent manner, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Getting punched in their
it's,
face. I
it's
mean, they just shot the dude a couple of days
there you
ago or
go.
something,
See,
right?
so
And he was a white guy too, dude, you know?
I don't understand it, man. And there's got to be a better way. There's got to be because the thing about it is
process and shit.
people are scared,
Yeah.
and for you to be like, all right, you got to get out of here, and forcing people out of here,
Mm-hmm.
and people are scared of that.
Yeah.
So if there was a way where it's like, you know what, you're not gonna get deported, you're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna, go to jail. You have to, you know, report in,
Mm-hmm.
and then these are the steps that you need to take,
Yeah.
and make it so it's like if you don't do these steps, then you know what, you should go back
You
to your
gotta go
country.
back, right? Yeah.
You
Mhm.
have X amount of time to do this and that and
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, is that um, there's not a clear way. And there's people that I don't know what exactly is the process that
Yeah,
that
for
that
sure.
Trump is doing.
Yeah.
Saying that you're supposed to go. I think you're supposed to report. Go back to your country, and they give you, I don't know how much money,
Oh yeah, I
or
saw that. I
something
just
like
saw that
that.
today, like three
But
racks
I
and
heard
shit.
somebody not even getting their money. I
Yeah,
think we
well,
were just
I'm
watching
sure
that last night
after
at home.
seeing what they're doing, I doubt they're giving anybody money
And
and
that's
shit,
what I'm
dude.
telling you. There's no um, clear path, and there's no um, steps that you need to
Yeah.
follow. It's just
And a lot of
it's very
untrust.
vague. Yeah.
And right now it's a lot of untrust because everybody's seeing, like Lisa is in Canada, bro, and she's watching
Yeah.
from a whole different perspective and shit,
Right.
right? And she's seeing what she's, and it's like wrong to her. Like it's hard to watch.
Right.
So to like for I think the real messed up part is that we're watching where we're watching, dude. We see what happened, dude.
Right.
But then the government goes on camera to millions of people and say something else happened. To me, that's like, what the fuck? Like, are you watching the same fucking video? Like
Yeah.
that to me, that's the most craziest thing that's happening right now, too,
Right.
dude. Is that they're just going on there and saying we're domestic terrorists now and shit. Right? Like, and the dude is like, dude,
Exactly.
the dude got killed with after they took his gun out. He's a terrorist because he's filming. You get me? I don't know.
And that's what they do,
Because
is
that worked.
they paint the
Yeah,
narrative,
for sure.
and it's hard for you to make a good judgment off all this different information. You're
Yeah.
getting this, and they're saying this, and you go into
Yeah.
this platform, and they're saying that.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to distinguish
is.
what is what.
It is. And with AI now, too, dude, it's really hard. Like, some of these are fake, too. I get it, too. I get
Exactly.
it for sure.
It's a
You
tough
know?
situation. Like I
Nah,
said, I see
definitely.
both ways, and I understand what the what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
He's trying to clean up, I guess,
Yeah.
if that's for lack of a better
Yeah,
term.
yeah.
But there's got to be a better way,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
than just destroying families.
Yeah,
That's
nah,
the way
for
I look
sure.
at it, man.
And I mean, you grew up in Hispanic communities, bro. You know we're not all good people and shit.
And
You
the
know?
thing is, that's every race, bro. You
True,
have the
true.
bad seeds,
True,
bro, and
yeah.
it's not like it's a very small demographic.
It is.
It's not like
We're still a
it's not
minority
a
and shit.
stupid number like 60% or
Yeah,
40%. It's probably like 1%.
For sure.
2%.
Yeah, and not enough to justify these actions. And shit,
exactly.
for
And
sure.
then every time it's like, oh, we removed another sex offender. Oh, we
Yeah.
removed another
But they don't show
murderer.
you proof or anything, dude.
That and
Yeah.
but they don't show you the paletero that was over
Yeah.
there on the corner just
Yeah,
working,
yeah.
just trying to survive.
Yeah.
They don't show that.
Yeah.
But they'll,
Yeah.
but
And then
all of a sudden, everybody.
And then the controversy of like the Epstein shit.
right.
And all the pedophiles are there, but it's all blocked. But yet we're looking for pedophiles and shit too. Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying, bro.
I don't know, man. I can't wait for a new president and shit. A good one though.
Yes, sir.
You know?
But
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays, like, who are you gonna trust?
That's true, right?
Who you gonna trust? You trust anybody?
You know what?
That's
You
what I'm
gotta.
saying.
We just gotta stop the Republican and Democratic shit. We gotta go to independent and give a new
Right.
party a different shot, bro.
You know, that I'm neither right or left, bro. I'm just all about who's the right person.
Yeah, yeah.
I
for
don't
sure.
care who it is, but do things the right way.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Do things the right way, and we'll be all right.
Nah, definitely, man. But yeah, we're gonna close it out and shit, man. Appreciate everybody that tapped in.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
appreciate
shut
y'all.
this off. But meanwhile, you give everybody your ads, bro. YouTube, Instagram,
Yeah,
and shit,
everything,
huh?
man. It's FredEMooves, FredEMooves, across all platforms. FredEMooves, man, at FredEMooves. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that, man. So I just want to take this opportunity to shout out to my whole No Hard Feelings family. So Fly, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Uprise. Um, and a big special shout out to Bullet Load Up. We love you. You know what it is. He's always gonna be good with us. So, yeah,
He produced the Super Baller remake, huh?
yeah, he did.
Right?
He did.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah.
So
That's
look
gonna
out
be a
for
banger,
that.
dude.
Look for that. Yeah, and then my new album is gonna come out in February, late February. I'll keep y'all posted. Want to shout out to all my family. Shout out to my girl. You know what's up. Shout out to Kay. They're back at the Airbnb right now. We're about to go over there and have some food, man, and have a family dinner, man. And shout out to Cool. Shout out to Gibbs. Shout out to my homie Santi. Um, you know, and if I didn't shout you out, you know I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. Your boy FredEMooves. And if you ain't moving, you standing still.